Hello, this is David Dean, and we have the new, I guess, sci-fi space weapons out right now, and there's a lot of really cool ones, but I really wanted to get to the hammer first. This is the Husk Warper, and we're going to go out of this later on, but I wanted to get some gameplay first. But I wanted to show you on the way I set mine up. You have no choice, you have to take energy on these weapons. And then I went for a crit damage build, and so I put one crit rating in, which gets me up to 43% crit chance. And then on the 6th perk here, hitting an enemy with this weapon grants plus 6 crit rating for every 5 seconds, stacking up to 5 times. And I'm not sure exactly how that works with diminished returns on the crit rating, but it seems to work out pretty good testing it out. I also, on my 3rd perk here, took armor, because if you're in doing melee damage, it's really good to have some extra protection just to allow you to live longer. But the cool thing about this weapon, the Husk Warper, is that it is, retro sci-fi, a hefty hammer with low impact and high damage. Heavy attack that pulls Husk towards the hammer before dealing damage. And just to show you on here, I turned up the sound a little bit, but here, boom, baby. Basically what happens is everything within 1 tile radius of you comes towards you except the mist monsters. It does not seem to work on the mist monsters at all. Somebody did point out that it does decent environmental damage, and they said they preferred it over the pickaxe, but let's see. Oh, actually, so if you hit the target area, you do more with the pickaxe. If you hit the normal area, the hammer does better. I don't recommend doing that, but yeah, you definitely could. And then also, you got the swing on it. I do like the sound effects they put in there. It kind of has that tin sound to it, if you ever had a little tin toy or worked with that metal. But I'm going to go ahead and down the volume a little bit on the sound. There we go. And we're going to go have some fun with the Smasher. This weapon is really not meant for taking out Smashers. This weapon is more made for taking out large groups of low-level Husk. Unfortunately, he lived. He is the real problem. The Shielder. No! And, oh, I thought I was dead. And hey, there's a nice little treasure chest there. Come on, there's the guy I want. Before I can get a good test going, gotta get rid of him. Alright, back to the hammer. So, let's set this up where they're not exactly right on me. I'll do the hit over here. And in they come towards me. The one guy got killed right away. The other one, I took another swing. What happened to the Smasher? Hello, Mr. Smasher. Oh, I don't... that won't really show it if he's stuck up there. So do I need to bust him out? Nope. He did it all by himself. He's a good boy. Alright, so... the thing with this is you don't have the big impact you do on several of the other hardware weapons, but you do swing pretty darn fast. And you can end up stunning the Smasher with this weapon. That did not end up showing it, because also one thing, when using this with a constructor, you have the kinetic overload, which just does a ton of damage. And I think I got another smasher up over here to the northeast. We'll see if we can find them again. But overall, the hammer is actually a lot of fun, works really good. I kind of prefer it on my other heroes. I was running it with my Outlander earlier, and it is a great way just to bring in a ton of those low-level husks and clear them out really fast. Alright. Take care of him. Let's see what we got here. Another one. Gotta love the Riot Shielders. And actually throw down. The other thing is I like throwing the Plasma Impulse and then basically getting them all sucked into the area. Hey, we found the Smasher. Alright. Down you go, Pain Train. Do your job. There you go. But yes, the heavy attack will not pull the smasher towards you. There we go. We got him stunned. Can we keep him going? And not stunned again. So we perma-stunned him there. Even though it has lower impact than the other hardware weapons, the fact that you can swing it faster and do more impact hits allows you to do that perma-stun. But what this thing is really good for is taking out a bunch of low-level Husk all at once. And let's see, get up over here. Let's see, what do we got? Alright, we'll trigger this. I'll probably end up dying, but we'll have a little fun. Here we go. Boom, baby. Whoops. Alright, see if we can make it to the ridge. No problem. Come on, little Husk. Boom, baby. Take them down. And basically anything I crit is an instant kill. And what's left? Oh, I got my turrets down there clearing stuff out. But yeah, mist monsters like this will not get sucked into the heavy attack like all the other normal Husk. And there you go. That's basically it on this. It is a lot of fun. I do have endurance reduction on heavy attacks as one of my support heroes. So normally you wouldn't be able to do that good, but let's go ahead and hop out of there and we'll go over this weapon a little bit more. But as I was saying, I actually really love this weapon on my Outlander, just causing all those area effect, or the range and area effect Husk, like the beehives and stuff like that, that normally try to walk away from you when you get close to them. They just get sucked in and totally destroyed. And actually, let's go with my setup, because I always get questions on that. For running this test, I went with Tank Penny, who specializes in doing hardware damage. So she just gets that good increase to basic hardware damage. Normally, if I'm running a hammer or any kind of constructor that specializes in melee, I do the Sid, Steel Wool Sid, just trying to get more damage out of the kinetic overload as opposed to directly the hammer. But since this hammer is sucking everything into one spot with the black hole effect, I really wanted heavier weapon damage. The other thing I put on here, make sure you remember, pull over your ninjas because they got a bunch of melee attacks. I went with corrosive strikes to put a snare on the Husk, and then affliction damage, 37% of damage dealt each second for 3 seconds. That is a ton of damage you are piling on the Husk, and it really helps when you are taking out smashers. And here we have the one, this was a hero quest line you could do for the constructors. And you get software, hardware heavy attack efficiency by 65%. Nice little bonus. And then, since now they've changed it, it used to be, I believe, if you crit on a hardware attack, that's when your kinetic overload would go off. But now it is based on if you knock them back or stagger them. So you do want a good impact on the weapon. So I went with the constructor from the most recent event that gave you hardware impact by 33%. And just something to help keep me alive is going with the Soldier Survivalist and then Kinetic Overdrive for my team perk. But this is a weapon video, so let's get over to the weapon itself. Alright, so we have this beautiful looking thing right here. And modify perks. So, as I said, you have no choice. You have to take energy on this weapon. And then it does work out where you can go damage, 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 and put 3 damage perks on this if you wanted to. Since this thing has the 6 perk that increases the crit rating, I wanted to make it a crit build. And it kind of gets messed up because this forces it up to 43. And then with the 6 perk, where it's giving you additional crit rating as you use it, it starts getting into that diminished returns. But if you don't use the crit perk, then it's down too low where it's really not effective. So went ahead and put it in, 2 crit damages on top of that. And this one, just put in whatever you feel you need. Since I solo a lot, I like having the extra armor. If you're on a team, then I would probably use something different like the movement speed perk or the life leech on this weapon. I got it out of the llamas. That's where currently the weapons are dropping from. But this thing is absolutely amazing. It is a lot of fun. It's definitely extremely useful, mainly if you use it in conjunction with something else. Like I said, drop the if you're a constructor, drop the plasma pulse first, then suck everything into where the plasma pulse is to do max damage. Also, do it in the traps. So if you got a bunch of Husk in an area and you have a floor trap, run over, hit the center of that floor trap so they all come flying in. I really want to test it out using the new tar pit trap. Need to pick that up, and I was kind of waiting on that. It is in the store right here, but for some reason it is epic. And I needed to find out how I can get that to legendary. I could get it and then just use a bunch of legendary flux, but I'd rather just pick it up in game, figure out how I pick it up in game, whether it comes from the loot llamas or not. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts with this hammer. I really did enjoy using it, and take care and have an amazing day.